Have you ever wondered how one survives the dark, unforgiving corridors of prison, especially when you're a former mafia boss? Imagine the plight of Michael Franzese, a man whose life was anything but ordinary. In the world of crime, he was a kingpin, a former caporegime of the notorious Colombo crime family. But how did he end up there? Let's take a step back and unravel this enigma of survival. Born into a life of privilege and power, Michael was the son of notorious underboss John "Sonny" Franzese. From an early age he was groomed to be his father's successor. The Mafia was his family, his world, and he was deeply entrenched in it. Yet this was no ordinary family business. It was a world of illicit activities and constant danger, a world where survival was a daily game. Michael Franzese was not just a member of the Mafia, he was a caporegime, a high-ranking boss in the Colombo crime family. He was involved in numerous illegal activities from racketeering to extortion, and his name was synonymous with fear and respect. His life was a never-ending roller coaster of adrenaline, power and wealth. But this dangerous lifestyle had a price, and for Michael, that price was prison. Life as a mafia boss was fraught with danger, but prison presented a different kind of challenge. The hierarchy, the rules, the very essence of survival was different here. It was a world where his former status meant nothing. The power and respect he once commanded in the outside world were stripped away, leaving him vulnerable in the face of hardened criminals and a ruthless prison system. But what happens when such a figure enters the ruthless world of prison? Stay with us as we delve deeper into the chilling survival story of Michael Franzese, a former mafia boss who faced the ultimate test of survival in the cold, unforgiving world of prison. The year was 1986, and Michael Franzese found himself stepping into a world where the rules of the Mafia didn't apply. From the opulence of a mafia boss, Michael Franzese was thrust into the harsh reality of prison life. He had swapped the tailored suits for an inmate uniform, the lavish Italian dinners for prison slop, and the respect of his mafia family for the disdain of fellow prisoners. This was a world where his high-ranking position in the Colombo crime family meant nothing. Franzese was charged with a litany of crimes. Racketeering, tax evasion, and other serious offenses were just a few on the list. These charges were the result of his involvement in the Mafia's illicit activities, from running illegal gambling rings to orchestrating multi-million-dollar fraud schemes. Franzese, once a feared and respected figure in the underworld, was now just another prison number. The transition was anything but easy. Franzese found himself in a hostile environment where survival was a daily struggle. The prison was a cauldron of tension, filled with men who had nothing to lose and everything to prove. The hierarchies were different here. Respect was earned not by family ties or wealth, but by strength and resilience. Franzese was a fish out of water, a mafia boss in a place where his old rules didn't apply. He had to learn new ways to survive, new ways to command respect, and new ways to navigate the treacherous waters of prison life. His position in the Mafia meant nothing here. He was just an inmate, just another face in the crowd. But was prison the end of the road for Franzese, or was it just the beginning of a new journey? Surviving in prison requires more than just physical strength. It requires cunning, adaptability, and a strong will. Now picture Michael Franzese, a man who was once a high-ranking member of the Mafia, a syndicate that thrived on brute force and intimidation. Yet, when faced with the harsh realities of prison life, Franzese had to rely on other skills. He knew that to survive, he had to use his wit and intelligence. He had to quickly read and understand the rules of this new world, a world far removed from the opulence and power he once enjoyed. He had to figure out who held the real power, who was the real threat, and who could be a potential ally. Franzese was a born strategist. He used his observation skills to understand the prison dynamics and hierarchies. His ability to charm and manipulate came in handy as he was able to form alliances that would protect him from potential threats. He understood that in a place where the weak are preyed upon, being alone was not an option. But survival isn't just about forming alliances. It's about avoiding unnecessary conflicts, knowing when to step back, and when to stand your ground. Franzese knew that every action had consequences. He had to walk a fine line, maintaining his alliances without becoming a target himself. Adaptability was Franzese's key strength. He had to change his lifestyle, his habits, even his thought process. He had to become a different person, a person who could survive in a hostile environment. He had to shed the persona of a mob boss and become just another inmate, albeit a smart and cunning one. But even as he adapted, even as he survived, he had to constantly remind himself of who he once was and who he wanted to be. He had to hold on to his identity, to his sense of self, in a place that was designed to strip him of it. Survival, Franzese once said, is an art. And he was its master artist, painting a picture of resilience and adaptation on the bleak canvas of prison life. But how did these survival tactics impact his life in the long run? In 1989, after serving 3 years, Michael Franzese stepped out of prison, a changed man. His time behind bars had been a crucible, reshaping him in ways he could have never anticipated. The man who was once a feared figure in the Mafia was now a man who wanted nothing more than to distance himself from that life. Franzese's experiences in prison were the catalyst for this transformation. The harsh realities of confinement, the relentless struggle for survival, left an indelible mark on him. He had seen the worst of humanity, and the best, and he emerged from this crucible with a new perspective. He decided to sever his ties with the Mafia, a daunting task given the organization's notorious reputation for punishing those who betray it. But Franzese was not deterred. He pursued his new path with the same determination that had once made him a formidable mobster. He began to use his experiences to educate others, to warn them of the pitfalls of crime and the destructive path it inevitably leads to. He became a motivational speaker, an author, a voice for those who had been led astray by the allure of easy money and power. His books, filled with gritty details of his past and his profound insights into the criminal underworld, became bestsellers. His speeches, delivered with a raw honesty that resonated with his audience, inspired many to reconsider their choices. He became a beacon of hope for those who believed they were trapped in a life of crime, a living testament to the possibility of change. Franzese's journey from mobster to mentor was not an easy one. He faced countless setbacks, threats and challenges, but he persevered, driven by his newfound purpose. He refused to let his past define him. Instead, he chose to use it as a tool to help others, to show them that it is never too late to change, to choose a different path. Indeed, Michael Franzese's story is a testament to the indomitable human spirit that can adapt, survive, and ultimately thrive. From mafia boss to prison survivor to motivational speaker, Michael Franzese's journey is a riveting tale of transformation. Michael Franzese, a name that once echoed through the grim corridors of organized crime, now resonates across stages, inspiring thousands with his story of transformation. Born into a life of power and peril, Franzese ascended the ranks of the Colombo crime family, becoming one of the most influential mafia bosses of the late 20th century. But the glitz and glamour of his mob life were short-lived, as he found himself sentenced to prison, facing the harsh realities of life behind bars. His survival story is nothing short of extraordinary. Inside the unforgiving walls of prison, Franzese found strength in the most unlikely of places. He embraced change, turned his back on his past, and embarked on a journey towards redemption. His transformation was not an overnight phenomenon, but a gradual process of self-discovery and resilience. His prison experience, while harrowing, served as a catalyst for his metamorphosis. It was here that he learned the power of endurance, the value of integrity, and the incredible capacity of the human spirit to adapt and overcome. The man who walked out of prison was a far cry from the mob boss who had walked in. Today, Michael Franzese is a testament to the power of change. His story serves as a beacon of hope for those entrenched in dire circumstances, a testament to the fact that it's never too late to turn a new leaf. His life, once marked by violence and crime, is now dedicated to inspiring others, showing them that change is possible, no matter how dark the past. His legacy is not one of a mafia boss, but of a survivor, a changemaker, and an inspirational figure. His journey, from the dark depths of organized crime to the uplifting realm of motivational speaking, is a stark reminder of our ability to redefine our lives, to grow, and to evolve, regardless of the circumstances. And so, we leave you with this question: what would you do to survive?